Good morning. Today we are in the port of Nassau, and essentially when you get out of the port, you can go left or right. If you go left, you can go to the Atlantis. It's about a 30-minute walk. That's what we're on right now. Go left. Once you hit the bridge, you take a left on the bridge, you run right into the Atlantis. So that's what we're doing today. Alternatively, if you take a right, you can go towards the beaches. So I will show you both. There's the Atlantis there. There's the cruise ships. Here's where we came from. And we have just about another 10 minutes or so until we get to the Atlantis. As you can see here, the sidewalk is really wide and it's paved. I've seen people bring strollers across this. I've seen people bring walkers. It's a really nice walk. And it's a pretty good workout if you can't tell by my huffing and puffing. But we're almost there to the Atlantis. Now here's a look at the ferry that you can take from the cruise ship to right here. You get off, you just walk around, and you're in Paradise Island. I've never taken the ferry, but I've heard good things. We just like to enjoy the walk in the morning. This is just a beautiful walk. Good exercise in the sunshine, so that's what we prefer to do. But there is also a ferry available. Alright, so here's the Marina village at Atlantis. This is where there's lots of seemingly nice restaurants, ice cream, Starbucks, all sorts of things like that. They've got some jewelry stores and stuff. I've definitely seen people from the ship come out here dressed nicely. I think they come to have a nice meal, take some pictures, take some videos. It's a really kind of affluent area, I would say. Definitely not like a local Nassau spot because this is like a resort property. But it seems very nice, clean, and if this is the type of experience you're looking for, it is really not too far from the port at all. And here's just like a little map here of the marina and the different shops and restaurants and bars that they have. Alright, we've got some shopping like Rolex, Christian Louboutin, Saint Laurent, Cartier. You know, just some bargain shopping here at the Atlantis. And here's the marina. Usually there's just like a ton of yachts here. Look at that thing, that's crazy. Okay, walking back towards the port. Uh-oh, I was gonna say how much it says for the ferry boat, but guess what? It doesn't say. But we can just imagine that there is a cost to get onto the ferry. So here we have the famous rum cake factory, and this is on our way back to the cruise ship. It's just right off the main drag. If you go out of the port and turn left, usually there are a lot of people waiting in line. It's still kind of early in the morning, so if you get there early, you have better chances of beating the crowd. And now we're walking back into the port area. Just finished up enjoying some nice scenery in the Atlantis, and we'll see what else we see. Walking back into the port, looks like there's a fish petty spa. I did one of those in Costa Rica, and I was laughing so hard because it tickled that all the locals were looking at me like I was absolutely nutty, and I am, but it really tickled and it was a cool experience. So if you're ever interested, I would recommend. All right, here in the port, kind of in the square here, you see business is starting to pick up. Traffic is starting to pick up. The buildings get kind of nicer and a little bit more commercial. It's a really nice place to walk. And we'll walk all the way down to the beach, see what's happening over there. Prince George Plaza here. everything you could want to do and more. Lots of nice shopping. Lots of food, as in with a lot of ports in the Caribbean. Tons and tons of options for buying jewelry. So this main street here is Bay Street. This is where you're gonna find all the shopping, restaurants, bars, and it runs pretty much perpendicular to the cruise port. And at any point you can kind of just cut over and get back to the cruise port. But this is where all your major shopping, souvenirs, all the major spots are going to be. It's just right down this road. Yeah, this is just like a typical store, but look at the prices seem pretty good for all of these. $18.95, $19.95, $6.95 for t-shirts, $1.95 for keychains. All very nice. I don't usually get souvenirs, but this time I did. I got a cute sweatshirt and I can't wait to wear it. I only am traveling with one bag, so I have to be very particular about what I pick up because obviously things can add up when you're cruising for months and months at a time. But I couldn't resist and I love this one, and I've been waiting for the perfect sweatshirt purchase, and here it is. And now I'm going to head into which is a local market, and we'll see what kind of wares we see. This is still off that main street, Bay Street, and I will take you through. It is very crowded in here, and you do have to kind of navigate your way in and out, but yeah, precisely. But I think there are some good deals to be found, so let's see what we can see. Yeah, very narrow walkways. And a lot of this stuff, honestly, is kind of just the same stuff, just in different stalls. Maybe they have slightly different pricing. Some of them, like this guy, you might see painting some things, which is pretty cool because everything else is kind of like some made in China. All the same stuff that's in the stores too. But you never know, you might find a better deal here, someone who is willing to do 3 for $15 on something, or who knows. I do love that all these shop owners are calling me pretty girl. It makes me feel so special. Even if they do it to everyone, that's okay, I'll take it. Everyone needs a little confidence booster every once in a while. So yeah, you can definitely just absolutely get lost in here if you want to. But there's plenty of places to exit and get back onto the main road. But this is definitely a stop if you want a one-stop shop for anything you might want, souvenirs and things like that. Straw Market has got to have it. And then right next to the Straw Market there is an alley for wood carvers. That's pretty cool. Seems like they've got some really cool artistic wares. Yeah, and then behind the Straw Market is this alley of people selling excursions, and it's pretty aggressive, so just be aware. And if that's not something you're looking for, I just politely said no, and no problem at all. So here around the backside we have Señor Frogs, classic for any port, and even more things to purchase, and bars and drinks. And if we loop back around, we can get to Bay Street. Look, oh my god, you can get a picture with a bird. So getting into the beach area, there is a Margaritaville Resort, which is kind of cool because I saw a Margaritaville cruise ship in the port. But I know that there is a walkway behind this that you can walk to, but at this point when you get to Margaritaville, it doesn't let you pass, so you actually have to take the road. You can't take the scenic dock on the back to get to the beach access unless you have a hotel pass. So since I don't, I am taking this nice paved walkway. And luckily there's a little bit of shade and it's a cloudy day, so it's not a bad walk at all. Alright, we made it to the beach. You start to see the little tiki huts. We got some volleyball going on here. Places to get coconuts, places to get drinks, places to eat. And we'll just walk down a little bit and see if I can give you a little bit more insight into what they have going on here. Beer 3 for $20. That seems kind of expensive to me, but if you have a drink package on the ship, that might be expensive for you too. These look like some classic Bahamian type of food that you might be able to try here. Pig's feet, oh my god. I mean, I guess I'd try anything twice. Never had pig's feet. This seems like the place to do it though, if ever there was one. Seems to be a little bit more of a local flair here. And it wasn't too bad of a walk from the ship. Really, it was all paved and nice, and you pretty much just follow everyone else because everyone else is trying to go to the beach too. So this is Junkanoo Beach. As far as I know, it's the only walkable beach from the cruise port. So this is it. And it's a little bit of a cloudy day today, but you can see the ships in the background, the chairs. I'm pretty sure you gotta pay for those. Not sure how much, but they seem to have some other aquatic sports things as well. But this is it. This is the beach. Looks like lots of people enjoying the shade today. But yeah, I mean, this is the beach. Got some hotels and things like that. It's pretty nice. So I'm walking back from the beach and just reflecting on a few things. I walked by some of the menus of the local restaurants and it was kind of crazy. It was like $28 for coconut shrimp, $38 for chicken wings, $38 for conch fritters. Like, I mean, if it's a once in a lifetime cultural experience, like maybe, but I don't know, it seems kind of steep to me. I mean, people who are going on cruisers are already spending a lot of money to go on the cruise and pay for food, so it seems a little wild to me that it's like, you know, probably $50 a person for lunch on the beach. I haven't tried it. If any of you have tried it and if you think it's worth it, please let me know in the comments. Let me know where you went and what you tried, because I'm curious. But it's just very aggressive over there, like the people trying to get you into the restaurants, and then the pricing is what I would say pretty steep, but that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, if you tried it, let me know. I'm down to try every once in a while, but you know, since we're cruising so much, doing things like that just really adds up. That's more than I would spend at home for food, and it's got to be something pretty spectacular in my opinion to get something like that. But you know, to each their own. I think if you're planning to just sit on a beach and enjoy cocktails and things like that too, like, this might not be the place to do it. I saw the sign for beers. It was 3 for $20 beers. Honestly, if you can go to Coco Cay or Labadee, one of Royal Caribbean's private islands, and if you already have the drink package, you can go on those islands, get a free beach chair, get your cocktails that you've already paid for, and there's food already included too. So like that, in my opinion, would be a much more relaxing beach day. Nassau, I would probably do an excursion and go that route. The water is beautiful, the beaches are beautiful, but getting down into town, it's just a little aggressive for me. But you never know, each their own. I think the shops have some fair prices, some of them, but the food, it's pretty crazy. And now I'm back inside the boundary of the port. Here's a little port directory and some nice buildings, and immediately you can see the cruise ships right there. There's some Nice shopping for those who don't want to explore outside of the boundaries of the cruise port. It is definitely less pushy here. It's nice and clean. So if you only had time to just get out and explore this area, I don't think you would miss too much. I think you could get whatever kind of experience you want, whether it's 10 feet from the cruise ship, or if you take an excursion, or if you go out and walk on your own. It's all what you make of it. And I honestly think that they put a lot of work into this cruise port to make it a really nice area, and it definitely shows. This is one of the most popular cruise ports in the Caribbean. I think there's 4 cruise ships docked right now, and I've seen as many as 6. So, yep, you see some bars and drinks right here, a gallery and wine bar. So, you know, you can really make whatever you want of your day. There's so many options available for you, and you don't have to pay for it to be a great day, but you certainly can if you want. There's just so many options here, and you are not robbed of any experience that you might want to have here on your port day in Nassau. And $10 shirts. I mean, based off that, some of the pricing looks very similar to what I saw outside of the port. I don't really think they're charging much of a premium for that. We've got the hair braiders pavilion here. You sit and get your hair braided. Pretty popular thing. But that's about it. Lots of places to shop and get some rum and try whatever kind of food or drink you might want to try. And steps away from the ship. Across the way, this is where Royal Caribbean is building up more of the port. I'm interested to see how that comes along. I think that's going to be ready next year. So we'll see what else they have to bring. Looks like an exciting new development. And that was the Port of Nassau. If you've been to Nassau before, let me know what you ended up doing and what your impressions of Nassau were. And if you haven't been to Nassau and you watched this video first, please let me know what you ended up doing, and if you enjoyed yourself. I hope you did, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next port.